Hi tribe. Just wanted to give you a short little video on auras. And I'm sitting on the beach in Costa Rica trying to improvise as best I can with having my little iPad here to record this. Okay, so I wasn't born with the talent to see auras. Not a bit. Not even close. But as I discovered later on, I'm really an empath. Quite an empath. And suffered with it for years until I actually got a clue. But anyway, so I was 23 and I had seen a clairvoyant and he read my aura and I wanted to do the same thing. So I tried. I couldn't do what he was doing and it was frustrating. But later on that year I joined a group of people and it was just an overall metaphysical class. It was a group discussion that we met once a week. And out of this group discussion, there was a woman who was beginning to channel. Well, I was raised a Baptist. I was real skeptical about it, even though I wanted to have more knowledge about things. So I went along with it because I was in group study and I actually had a great interest in learning more. But I didn't know how I was going to go about seeing auras. During this course over a period of weeks, we were invited to move up the coast to Santa Cruz, California, and start to tune in more. And so I went for it. And I went there. And during the 6 months that I was there, we learned about the principles of light. We learned about the centers. We learned how the energy moved according to the planet magnetics. And how there were 4 levels to the aura. Four simple aura levels, and that was how our body was responding, our emotions, our thoughts, our spirituality, and that they were there and they were in a bubble around us, and they were having their own space. And so I knew about the physical body giving off its own energy and the emotions creating their own energy and the mental and the spiritual, and it all left in layers going out from the body. And just how to deal with it. So I spent the next 6 years learning, struggling on how to see. So I saw some, and I was trying to get better like the clairvoyant did for me. So in 1980, I moved myself from Hawaii into Los Angeles and began using my talent. And there is where I discovered the whole system that I've been using since then, and what I've taught since then, and what I'm going to teach you if you choose to learn more about auras. I've been pretty random about who I taught. I just wanted to teach people how to see auras. But I've designed a real strong course for teachers, counselors, and aspiring people who want to be teachers and counselors. And I know there's a bunch of you here in the tribe. And I know a bunch of you are empaths. So what I'm saying is I learned how to do what I do. And you can too. Especially if you're already tuned into people's energy. So now, what usually happens when we talk about auras and people give aura readings is they talk more about the spiritual and the emotional, the heart, how we're lining up with the universe, how we're lining up with our own spirituality, how our centers are working, and how we can, touch the world. And I was doing that. Honestly, I was doing that because I was such an empath. I wanted to give out energy to help people appreciate themselves more, love themselves more, be more identified with the world around them. So I would give them the standard spiritual reading. I would say, look, you have guides that are working with you right now, and I can feel them around you, and they're really wanting you to open up your heart and accept yourself more, and all of that. What I found out working in a psychic fair is that the majority of the people were there for everything but that. They came to get a psychic reading from people. And in my days at the fair, I would get maybe, I mean, this place was crowded. It had, there was 25 psychics working there in a really small place. It was really noisy. And we each had our own little table, and we had to draw people. Well, I was getting like nobody. And people around me were getting 20, 30 readings a day, and I was getting like maybe 3 because all the other tables were full, and I was the only one sitting alone, so naturally they sat down with me. But I learned from a really good teacher, a really good psychic, that you have to identify timing for people. You have to see what's really going on in their lives so you can help them see it, what's really going on in their lives. I'm talking about how they're walking around, what are they thinking, where their emotions at, where are these things happening to help them adjust more to life. So as I worked more at my system and discovering that system, what I found and what I share is that I could find a place in their emotions and track it into their past where that began. Now, what was the emotion? I would also see what that place was affecting, what that place in the emotions was affecting. Was it affecting their thoughts? Was it affecting how they had an overall spiritual sense of themselves? Was it affecting how they feel about their body or what their body was doing? Where was this thing coming from that was affecting them right now? And if it was untouched, unnoticed, not looked at, where would it go? And if it was touched and it was discovered, where then could it go? I didn't want to do healing. I didn't want to look at healing because the group I started with back, early 70s, everybody was into healing. And I didn't want that. I just wanted to see. So, what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to show you these real easy ways to identify that you're picking up color and you're picking up vibration. What I want you to do, okay, here's what it is. We already see energy. We just don't let ourselves do it. We're not recognizing that we're doing it. We have an inner companion that's always looking out for us. It's letting us know if the vibration is good or bad by inner feelings. But we haven't asked to see the aura. So when we start working with ourselves and we really have the intention of seeing energy, we're going to see it. Now, the way it works the best is if we're in a non-judgmental place with ourselves. We're just going to play a game, and when I do this little thing in my workshops, people start to get it, and they start getting it really, really good, and they just like bang, 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 and then when they start thinking, wow, and they weren't thinking when they did this, they just did it. But as soon as they start thinking about it, things just started closing up. So, what I want you to do is use your imagination, and I just want you to imagine 3 colors around me. Just 3. Just in your, all right, take a nice deep breath, close your eyes, open it back up and say, I want to see Gabe's aura. What are the 3 colors that I'm getting right now? And the first 3 colors that come to your mind are going to be correct. Now, the intensity of the color, the light or darkness of the color, where's it at? Where's that color at in the range that you're picking up? Now, all colors are good. All colors are good. The only time a color isn't good is when the light that's being infused into that color is slowed down. So as light slows down inside a color, it starts to gray. It slows down. And that slowing down could create a whole thing going on with your whole self. So, let's play a little game. Pick out 3 colors. And when you get those, put them in if you want. Remember now, you already see them. And if you're an empath, you're going to get this. You're already feeling something. You identify a color with it. Identify where it's coming from. Don't just go with the feeling. Let's put a real identity on this stuff. Bang. There it is. That's what I see. It's happening with you. And I can see you're resisting. Your physical body's resisting because of the color around your feet. What colors are coming out of your hands? You know, what color's coming out of here? I'll help you. I have the most comprehensive, thorough class for you teachers and counselors and people who want to be that. So here's my thing today, just a little thing on colors. If you imagine and you don't fight it and you just go with the first 3 colors that you see, you're going to be correct. Okay? Terrific, man. Auras, we need to tune into auras. We need to tune into this synergy. I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about the ground and plants and animals. And I teach all of this. But if you're a teacher and a counselor and you work with people, why not have this talent available? Okay? See you later, tribe. I hope you had a good time with this. And 11 minutes isn't too long. I have a YouTube channel, Invisible World, Gabriel Hudson Bain. Go there. I've got some free videos. And while you're also jumping around, my website is invisibleworld.com. INVISABLE, so that you're able to see the invisible world. So, invisible world, you're able. Ciao.